I wanted to come up here really quick and talk about another one of my paranormal experiences. So here's one when I was in my old house in Norfolk, Virginia. How long did I live there? I lived there until I was 8 years old, I want to say, and I just felt as a kid really uneasy in that house. It may be because kids have an overreactive imagination, but it's just, I mean, and I guess every kid is scared of the dark, so I don't know, just, I always had an uneasy feeling in that house, in my opinion. I didn't know what it was. I just knew something wasn't right a lot of the time. So I'm going to tell you guys about two different experiences that happened there. They're not too big, which is why I'm going to lump them together. So one night, me and my brother were coming upstairs. It was probably like 8 or 9 o'clock. We had a very early bedtime because we were young. We were 8 and probably 9 years old, 10 years old, if that, maybe younger. And my dad had turned off all the lights. We were walking upstairs like we normally do. For some reason, my brother was following me to my room. And when I opened the door and cut on my light, I had this Maddie doll. I don't know if you guys remember those dolls. I have to like type it in and see if I could find it. But on her hands, you would push a button. I remember, I think she had like these purple bracelets on that you couldn't move around. They were stuck to her skin. And you push your hand and she would say something. And of course, you had the on and off button in the back of her with her batteries. So I usually cut off my Maddie doll when I'm not playing with her so that I didn't run out the batteries. So she was laying on the table right next to the door. So when me and my brother walked in and we turned on the light, my Maddie doll turned into Chucky. She lit up and was like, "Hi, my name's Maddie. Do you want to play with me?" And me and my brother freaked out. It's like, that doll is not motion censored. So she shouldn't be coming on when you walk into the room. Me and my brother fleed back downstairs and we were so scared. I don't know if at that point I had ever watched the movie Chucky. I don't know, did I? But in my mind I wasn't thinking Chucky when it went off. I just thinking, oh my God, my doll is alive, and I ran away. So it took us a few moments to get the guts back up to, you know, go back into my room. My brother went to his room. He didn't want to deal with it. I had to go to my room and deal with this possessed doll. So I go in my room and I stand at the door and I stare at the desk where she's laying down on top of, and I'm like, what do I do? I'm like just staring at her like, this bitch better not get up and attack me like Chucky. So I pick up the doll and I turn her over. And just like I had expected, her button was on the off button. So she wasn't on. She shouldn't have said anything. She shouldn't have scared me like that. She was off. So why did she talk to me? So I am so petrified at this moment. I pick her up. She was my favorite doll, you guys. I pick her up and I throw her into my closet and I just get under my covers and I go to sleep. I stare at the closet for a little bit, but you know, I just turn over and go to sleep. The next morning, I get up and I take her outside and I throw her away. For a 7-year-old to throw away her favorite doll, I had to be really freaked out at that time. Like, she turned on when she was off. Like, that doesn't happen. So that's a really short story about something that freaked me out. Like, it could be just a coincidence, you never know, but I just know it stuck in my mind that this doll was on the off switch. Like, she should not be talking to me right now. So I threw her away. I didn't even tell my parents that I threw her away, and I never got another Maddie doll after that because I was scarred for life. So, moving on to another experience, I was laying down in bed, and I had this miniature rocking horse. It's not the ones that rock like this. It was actually on springs, like the 4 legs were on these stilts, and you had these springs on it so that you could jump up and down on it. You could rock back and forth. I mean, it's like one of those old-time horses, and I loved it because my granddad had a bigger version of that horse. I mean, it was huge. I mean, that to this day, this horse probably is worth a lot of money because how old it is, and it's like really a collector's type of horse. So I loved it, and they gave me a horse just like that, just miniature version to sit in my room so that I could get on and play on. So I'm asleep one day and the horse is under my window. So let's say this is my bed right here. I always use my brother's bed as reference. This is my bed right here. My window is right here. So my headboard is up against the wall where the window is. And the horse is, you know, the horse is facing up against the wall right under the window. So the horse is literally, if I reached out, I could touch the horse. So I turn around one night and I look at the horse and this green mist comes out of the nose of the horse. And you guys, I have been thinking about telling you guys this story for a really long time. I just didn't know how to explain this mist to you, which is why I didn't want to film it. I wanted to think of the perfect picture for you. So the best way that I can describe this green mist that came out of the horse was, if you guys ever saw that SpongeBob episode where he had really bad breath, and you know Patrick couldn't smell it because he didn't have a nose, and everybody was running away because his breath stank. It had like this green mist would just come out of his mouth and just float onto people's face. That was like how this mist was that came out of the horse. It was this green mist, and it just floated out, and it moved in a way where it wasn't just smoke. It just flowed together, like if you were watching that SpongeBob episode of the mist coming out of his mouth. And it came out, it circled around the horse a little bit, and then it went under my bed. And I was like, holy fuck. Well, I didn't say that because I was about 7 years old, so I didn't cuss then. I didn't even know about cuss words, I feel like. So it went under my bed, and I laid there, and I was like, what was that? What do I do? Holy crap. Oh my god. Is there a ghost in here? What the hell? Holy shit. Oh no. So I'm sitting there freaking out in my bed right now, and I'm like, should I look under my bed? I feel like that's how people die. I shouldn't look under my bed. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna look under my bed. So I don't know how I came with the balls to lean over my bed, pull up the covers, and look under there. That would had to be, I was bold. I was a very bold child, I guess, because I would have not done that to this day. I would not have done that if it happened to me right now. So I lean over my bed, and I pick up my covers, and I look under there. My head is upside down, and I see the green mist. It's no longer in this long straight line, like kind of like picture the body of a snake. It was no longer, that's how it flowed. It flowed like a snake that was like flying in the wind when it came out the horse and went under my bed. It was now in this ball of mist. It was like probably a little bit bigger than this, and it was just like floating under my bed, and it seemed like it was going around in a circle, but it was still compacted together. But you could see on the inside that the particles inside of it was moving. That's what it looked like to me, like just a ball of mist just floating there. And I stared at it for a little bit. I tried to like blink my eyes and be like, maybe it's just, you know, my eyes are adjusting to the darkness. Like, this can't be happening. Like, I don't understand what this is. It's like, it's not as scary as hearing a noise or seeing a ghost, because it was just a ball of mist. I couldn't explain it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to react. So I stared at it for a little bit. I let my eyes adjust to the darkness. It was still there. It was still floating right under my bed, which was right underneath me. So I was like, I didn't know how to react. So I just went back up into my bed, and I laid there thinking about it. Like, what is that? Like, I couldn't even tell you what it is to this day. But I'm gonna Google it right now. So I found something on this. It's really strange that I never even thought to look it up, because I really didn't know this existed in the paranormal world. Like, I probably heard of it. Like, I hear more about orbs than mist. So what it says is that a true paranormal mist will hover above the ground surface, just like it was floating in my room, and then it was just hovering under my bed. It never touched the ground when it was under my bed. It will move in directions that seems predetermined and last for a short time. Finding a mist indoors is a real find and eliminates the possibility of many natural formations. Paranormal researchers believe that a mist will form when a spirit initially attempts to manifest itself into a full-bodied apparition. Many times during this transition, the entity cannot sustain or intensify this energy field, so it remains a mist. Wow. So I guess that was a ghost trying to manifest itself. I mean, it really did look, the way it moved, it just came out of the nose, floated around the horse, then it went under my bed and it just curled up into a ball, and it was just floating there. Inside, the particles looked like it was just turning around in circles, and just, it was like a perfect ball. And I just, wow, I can't believe that actually, wow. And it was green. So when I typed in paranormal mist, green mist, something came up. So I know this story isn't like all my other stories. This was just two basic experiences that I had. I'm really interested in the green mist one that I had now that I'm like telling it to you guys. So I don't know, have you guys ever experienced a paranormal mist before, or toys turning on by itself? Like, no wonder I was so scared of that house. It was just, I always got this uneasy feeling in that house. And my brother also had a paranormal experience in that house. He doesn't know if it was a paranormal experience or maybe he was sleeping, but I believe him when he tells me. He said when he was sleeping in his bed one day in that house that someone touched his neck, was rubbing his neck, and when he woke up there was nobody there. So I don't know, maybe there was something in that house, or not even in that house. Maybe it was just haunting our family, because we do be having a lot of ghost experiences in my family. So I will talk to you guys later. Let me know down below if you ever experienced a paranormal mist, or just tell me one of your paranormal experiences, and I would love to read it. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye. We both experienced the same thing, just in different rooms of the house. So I was downstairs, she was upstairs when it happened, but we both heard the same thing. So I'm gonna do the whole, what she felt or what she